Welcome back to Nightly Nonsense. Nightly Nonsense, where we try to make some sense out of the nonsense. Mel, I got some nonsense that I need you to make some sense out of.
Right. I mean, it's not too hard to find nonsense.
I did.
It's all over.
So you know that I obviously have an inside source to the news agenda of this area, right? So I don't want to give our inside source up. But I heard something yesterday. I gave you a little prelim of it in prayer today, right? But there apparently in the area is a local pharmacy that has decided that they're going to go from being a pharmacy to be a dispensary of, medical marijuana and just marijuana in general now that it's legal, right? And I was listening to the explanation of this, and part of the explanation is about how incredibly good this is going to be for our community, for our area, because it's going to bring in tourists, because it's going to help people out and be able to relax. It's going to bring business in and money in, and it's just going to be good, no? So my number one question, this could be the shortest nightly nonsense ever if you are, normal. But if you're abnormal, this could be a little long. Which is this, now. What do we do with this idea that's constantly now being presented to us? Well, that we can benefit from evil.
Right.
That we can benefit from sin. Like, sin is good because we can benefit from it. Mel, what do I do with this nonsense that 20 years from now would have been called nonsense?
Right.
But now we need to make some sense out of this.
It still needs to be called nonsense to justify a sale of a product that basically is destructive to the human body. To me, is counterproductive. What's that phrase? Cut off your nose to spite your face.
Yep.
That seems to be exactly the issue that's front and center of this whole matter you brought up.
So this concept that a pharmacy would go from helping people, delivering things that people need to get better, to feel better, to all of a sudden being like, hey, we're going to scrap all of that. We're going to go to this one thing.
Yeah.
We're going to just give people a thing to feel better.
I know. What a false presentation to make you feel better. Is that the best you got? Marijuana to get you addicted? To make you less productive?
Yeah.
Because that's what the drug does. I mean, does it really help people to be self-motivated, to be industrious, to get up and go? No, I hear it does opposite.
No, again, I don't want either one of us to say that there isn't some good in medical marijuana and people find stuff in that and that we believe in all of that. Right? But we're not talking about just medical marijuana.
Right.
We're talking about marijuana for fun, for
recreational.
But I love what you said, because what you said is like, hey, we're gonna water down kind of what we're doing and make it be about feelings and make it be about like, hey, this will help you, right? We're gonna get rid of the other stuff and do this, right? So here's my thought process, and you help me out. In some way, shape, or form, do we not see this happening, the same exact transition happening within the church?
How
Where
so?
we've seen churches go away from the pharmacy aspect of church. Hey, what do you need as an individual? How can we help you? How can we maybe make you go through some hard stuff and be challenged and all these things? To, hey, we're gonna get rid of all that stuff. We're just going with one thing. We just want everybody to feel better.
Ooh.
We just want everybody to feel better about themselves. That's what Jesus wants, Mel. He wants everybody to feel better about themselves. So if you come to church and you're gonna leave feeling good about yourself. Now, I want you to understand, when I go to a pharmacy and I walk in on the front side, I don't usually feel good about myself.
Yeah.
I'm going in there for them to give me something that is going to help me feel better. Sometimes, within the first minutes of the pill, that happens sometimes, right? But I'm going in there for the reason of, I know I don't feel good. I want to feel better. But it's not always done in just a blanket, hey, take this pill and all the things will go away for a few minutes, but they don't stay away. Aren't we supposed to be doing things that are actually going to bring about healing?
Yes, right. I mean, when you talk about the church, as you just described it, sounds more like the feel-good gospel than the one true gospel. Meaning, people on drugs, like, will take a, what do they call not a sniff of marijuana, but I don't know what you'd call it, but will have their marijuana moment to get a high.
Right.
Just so that it lasts a certain amount of time, and then they got to get another high. Well, do we want to do church that way? No.
Do we see churches doing church that way?
I hope not, but I think we do.
We go from high to high to high.
One person described it as worshiptainment. Worshiptainment.
What happens when the worshiptainment and the high doesn't work anymore?
I know.
Then we got people going to another church to try to
Yep.
get it, another
Yep.
church to try to get
Yep.
it. And then throughout the week trying to get the hit and you just need more and more and more of it, right? So wouldn't the appropriate thing for us to maintain the whole pharmacy idea? Helping individuals one at a time, trying to get their life right with God, where they actually get healing, right? Where it's not just about feeling.
Oh, I know. It's not about the emotions as it is about the soul, the condition of the soul.
So if you were to wrap this up, if you were looking at our listeners, right, and you were to say to them something to encourage them to say, listen, we know what we're asking you to do is way harder than just making the feelings go away, right? It'd be really great to go to a place and get a drug and feel better for an hour or 2 hours or 3 hours. That's great. But what you really need to do is work through the pain, work through all the stuff.
Yes.
And you need to look for the long time healing. How would you encourage our people to do that? How do we sell something that's way harder, Mel?
Yeah, think not in terms of working around it, but as you described it, working through it.
Amen.
God will meet you in the middle of what you are experiencing, and don't try to find something else that can somehow make you avoid it and not deal with the pain.
Wow, look at that. You found a way to work Mel in the middle into nightly nonsense. That's exactly what happens on every Mel in the middle. You don't get to go around it. You got to be in the middle of it. You got to work through it. It's fantastic.
I didn't even know I was doing that.
You just did that. Listen, Pastor Mel has he gave you great advice. We need to find a way to work through things, not try to get around it.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And that includes Sunday mornings. Right? Don't be going to church just to get around your
Yes.
pain and your frustration and your disappointment and your anger and all those things. Right? Go to church to try to work through all of that stuff. Because when you get on the other side, you're going to be better for it. Right? You do the other thing, when you get on the other side, you're going to need more of it. You're going to need more to keep you going from one moment to the next moment. So we want to challenge you. Be in the middle of your moments, not just trying to work around them. We'll see you next time. Nightly Nonsense.